I don't know, man. I talked about dealing with like weight issues and stuff like that. I feel like I've been dealing with that for like a while, my whole life really. So I have like nuanced thoughts on it, which is like this is not a good time to have nuanced thoughts on something. You know what I mean? I feel like every conversation is like, I bet you think this. You're like, actually, I don't think that. They're like, oh, so you probably think that. Get the fuck out of my restaurant. You know? And you're like, I don't think either of those things. So I don't know. Like something I think is like fat people shouldn't be proud of their bodies. People hear me say that. They're like, holy shit, you think fat people should be ashamed of their bodies? I'm like, absolutely not. That's disgusting. I would never say that. They're like, well, you said they shouldn't be proud of their bodies. Now you're saying they shouldn't be ashamed of their bodies. What should they be? I'm like, I don't know, fun at parties? You know what I mean? Like, that seemed to work for a while. Have you been to parties recently? They fucking are dog shit, man. Like, they're not good anymore. They're not good. Now, I don't like to blame the world for my problems, so I looked internal first. I'm like, dude, you're 35. You're still going to parties. You're lame. That's why parties seem lame. But I thought about it. I'm like, no, man, I do this shit for a living. I'm hanging out with younger people. Basically, I'm hanging out with people the same age I was when I was having the most fun at parties. This is party's fault. And I thought about it. I was like, oh, yeah, you're hanging out in 2019 with people in their mid-20s. Everyone at these parties thinks they're beautiful, and those are the most boring people at every party. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just people sitting around waiting to get talked to. Who's going to chug a bottle of red wine for attention? You know, who's going to get this party going? Self-confidence is not a good party drug. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. I was excited about this next generation, man. They had Adderall. They were drinking till 4, still getting A's. I'm like, stop drilling. You hit oil. You know what I mean? Now they feel good about themselves, and it's not fun anymore. I support the troops. I think that's important. Now, I might be a little generationally biased, but I think the troops we have today, best troops we've ever had. Just my opinion. Because I see troops today, they troop around the world, trooping it up, just like troops have done for years, which I say is enough. Thank you for your service. But troops today, man, they want to do more. They want to help out. They don't have to. It's not in their job description. They just want to because they see us as a country kind of bummed out, and they want to help. So what troops today will do, again, they don't have to. They just want to. They just want to help. Troops today, they will get on TV during commercial breaks, and just to make us feel better, prank their families. You know what I mean? See some 8-year-old girl on stage about ready to do a spelling bee. Some guy in fatigues behind a curtain like, she thinks I'm dead. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to goose her. He's going to get her good. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. And then he comes out, and she's crying, and he's crying. They hug, and it's a sweet moment. We're all invested. We're crying maybe at home. We're happy. We're feeling good. 30 seconds, cuts you back, sends you to whatever you're watching before. Perfect. That's perfect editing. Probably edited by a troop. Very precise. Because I think we know if that commercial went 60 seconds, that's too long. Too much time to think now. Now we're thinking, wait a minute. The war's not over. This guy's just on leave. He's got to go back to the war in 2 weeks. I thought I just saw a nice moment between a father and his daughter, but I think they might have just showed me the last time a daughter saw her father alive. I'm like, are you trying to sneak the news in on me, TV? What are you doing? I was just trying to watch the Eagles game. You cannot sneak the news in on me. I trusted you, Roku TV. You know what I mean? Like, I thought we had something. Weed's about to be legal in Illinois. People, yeah. It's good. People are happy. Some people are not happy. It's cops. Cops are not happy. I was reading this article. It was written by a cop. It was in one of the local papers. And this was just when they were debating the issue in the state legislature. And it was basically a cop saying, listen, we're about to legalize marijuana. I know that seems cool to everybody. We're all excited. But here's something you're not thinking about. We have all these drug-sniffing dogs, and as soon as we legalize marijuana, we're going to have to euthanize them. Yeah. And as a dog lover, I was like, fuck those narc dogs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit. Dude, I'm sorry. Once you get a job, you lose your dog privilege. All right? Like, no love for a dog in a vest. I'm sorry. You picked your side. All right. Here's the thing. If I could be honest, I'm over German Shepherds as a whole. I think they've been getting it too good too long. The way we treat German Shepherds shows our failings as a society in general. All right? Because when I say violent dog, what do you guys think of probably? Pit bull? That's usually the most common answer, pit bull. Pit bull's not a violent dog. Pit bull is a victim of circumstance. Pit bull is born into violence, forced to fight to survive. And if it manages to get out of that, whatever city it's in, it's on some dangerous breed list. So of course it's going to get hemmed up just for trying, right? It's just a victim of the kennel to pound pipeline. That's what a pit bull is. But then you got German Shepherds out here for years, all they've been doing is biting civil rights protesters and putting nonviolent drug offenders in cages, right? But their violence is institutionalized, so we don't even see it that way. So what I'm saying is if you're a dog lover like me and you feel bad for these German Shepherds, don't. Because they're not dogs, they're fucking pigs. Fry them up with the rest of the bacon, that's what I say, all right? So... Are any engineers here? Any engineers? No? It's possible. You know what I mean? It's possible. I like to just always check because I don't have any distaste for engineers on an individual level. I don't think they're inherently bad people. But I do think they are single-handedly ruining the world as a group. I think it's their fault because this is what I learned. I lived with all engineers in college. I lived in a big house, bunch of engineers. I was not one. I was a communications major. I'm supposed to be here, but they were just my buddies. So we got a house. And what I learned about them, first of all, they're very smart. They're probably some of the smartest people I've ever met. And when you're that smart, you live in your head a lot. It's a very heady place to be when you are that kind of smart. Also, I realized, you're in school, and then you get a job in those fields. Very intensive. So a lot of working on engineering, a lot of working with engineers. Like you're in one world all the time. It's very tree, not forest. So that's what I learned. And it made sense because I'd start to see, like I saw this engineer on TV. And he worked for a 3D printing company. He owned this 3D printing company. And he said, I would like to make 3D printers so ubiquitous that they're in people's homes as regularly as regular printers are in people's homes now. And that's great. If everyone has a 3D printer, let's say you're working on something. You're building something. You need a new tool or a new part. You don't have to go to the hardware store. You just print that out right at home. I was like, dude, no one is going to use it for that. Like, what do you... Dude, engineers gave us smartphones. They thought they saved the world. Like, they thought, well, we've saved the world. We've saved it. And they gave it to us. And we collectively were like, so do we come in it? Or is there a compartment we pull out for the cum? Or do we come near it and it gets the cum? Like, just... give me a quick start on this. And then they were like, yeah, you don't come at all. And they're like, it's not waterproof yet, probably version 2. Got you. And they're like, no, just like read a book. And you're like, erotica? I don't know what you want me to do with this cum receptacle with lights on it, all right? You're confusing me. As soon as they give us all 3D printers, we're printing bombs and pussies exclusively. That's all we're printing. Stop giving us things. It never goes well. I saw this other engineer on TV, and he takes a cockroach, he puts it in liquid nitrogen, pulls it out. All right, now it's frozen, but it's not dead. It's just in like a stasis. He clips off its antenna, puts a microchip on its back. When it thaws out, he takes out a joystick, and he can move this joystick left and right, and that makes the cockroach move left and right. And this fucking guy, he looks right at the camera and goes, we think with the technology we're developing, we can make prosthetic arms and legs for people that have lost a limb. And we think we can do this within the next 10 years. And I'm like, dude, it is so crazy how you do not realize you're part of a super soldier program right now. You know what I mean? Like, You are not making limbs. You are making Terminators. Stop now. You know what I mean? Blow up where you work. Save the future. You know what I mean? Like, what is wrong with you? I'm just saying, if you're an engineer, you're probably not a bad person. Just get coffee with a poet like once a month. You know what I mean? Just round it out. Just round it out.